right, I want to bring in CTV's U.S. political analyst Eric Ham now with more. So, Eric, Trump and his team will not be arriving to Davos until later, and we're going to be hearing from Trump on Thursday. How much do you think his presence is looming over this meeting and the whole issue of him taking over Greenland and basically saying he wants it because he didn't get a Nobel Prize and he feels snubbed?
Yeah, I think this is exactly what the president wants. Even though he's not there, his presence is certainly being felt. And we know that he has also made private comments from the French president public. He has called the UK stupid over its agreement to purchase its Chagos Islands. And so what we're seeing right now from the president is he is not backing down on his desires to actually claim claim Greenland as a part of the United States. And I think when he is in Davos, I think he will certainly receive a welcome reception from many of the world leaders. But clearly, I think what we're seeing right now is Europe is looking at the president very warily. In fact, we know that the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, is in Britain delivering a speech. And so we're seeing, I think, a full court press by many leaders here in the United States trying to reassure our European and NATO allies. But nevertheless, the president continues to double down that he wants Greenland and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get Greenland.
Could his tariff threats on European allies be some sort of negotiating tactic? And if so, to what end?
Well, yes, it's always a negotiating tactic, but nevertheless, what we're seeing from the president is how these negotiating tactics come across as bullying, and the way he goes about it with such a heavy hand oftentimes creates problems and chaos, to say nothing of what this might mean in terms of these tariffs on the American economy, which is already reeling from high prices, rising inflation. And so what we're seeing right now is the president is unmoored by any more future elections. And what we're seeing right now is a man who is awash in power with no consequences and operating as if clearly there simply is no accountability for what he does and how he moves.
With a real focus on foreign policy, which doesn't sound like what he talked about during the campaign, which was putting America first. And you've kind of touched on something I want to ask you about. Does the average American, I know you can't speak for all, but what is your sense of how much Americans care about Greenland?
Well, I'm sure many Americans don't know where it is or could not even describe or explain it to you, which is why I think many are surprised. But the fact that they know that the president is going after European allies, this is simply where the president is seeing his approval ratings continue to fall rapidly. And as we head into an all-important midterm election, it's costing his party and also his MAGA base enormously right now. But again, what we're seeing here is this is a man who is singularly focused on his own aims and ambitions, irrespective of how those ambitions are actually causing tremendous damage, not only for his own political base, but more importantly for the American people he swore to actually help and move out of these rising costs, rising inflation, and a stagnant economy.
CTV News U.S. political analyst Eric Ham. Eric, thank you so much. Good to see you this morning.